Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be going over a massive trend that is happening, not just in Pennsylvania, but I will be talking specifically about Pennsylvania today, but really in a lot of toss-up states across the country. I've previously spoken about this trend in Florida, where Republicans now are actually the majority of party affiliates in that state by more than 100,000. Which is massive, and Republicans, especially in Florida, have had a significant and tremendous ground game there compared to Democrats, which is why you see DeSantis at double digits. But today I'm going to be talking about the state of Pennsylvania as we head into this midterm election. I wanted to go over the significant trends in this state with regards to party affiliation in going in favor of Republicans. So let's just take a look at the title. More Democrats than Republicans are changing affiliation to the opposing party. So there you have it. I suppose about a year ago, you would think the opposite. Republicans are changing to Democrats. Democrats definitely looked like they were having an enormous advantage. Republicans looked very vulnerable. Now I would say it's completely flipped, and Democrats are more vulnerable as a political party than they have ever been in really modern history, in my mind. They don't. With Joe Biden, you have political leaders, and they tend to be very charismatic. They tend to be people that can inspire and really increase the turnout. And I guess you could argue, well, Joe Biden did have a big turnout in 2020. But when you look at his rallies, when you look at that base support, you don't have much compared to Barack Obama, compared to Bill Clinton. Republicans with Trump and Reagan, and both Bushes for that matter, had that. Well, actually, the first Bush wasn't nearly as much as the other three. But they've been able to inspire turnout significantly, and they've been able to really have a core base of supporters compared to Biden. And Republicans are, in my mind, pouncing on this vulnerability, and they are actively supporting these changes into the Republican Party. So let's just take a quick look at this article. It says as of January 24th of this year. It's a little bit older, but not relatively old. There were 4 million-ish registered Democrats and about 3.4 million registered Republican voters. That puts the gap at around 600 or actually 591,000 to be specific, a little over 500,000 voters. This margin is down from 2020. Democrats in 2020 had a 666,000 increase, or I guess majority, over the Republicans in party affiliation. So that is down significantly. That is down. If I can do some quick math in my head, that is down over 70,000, 75-ish thousand people in that swing. And when you look back to 2014, Democrats led by a margin of around 900,000, 892,000. So overall, that is a net decrease in party affiliation from Democrats to Republicans of 300,000 voters over the course of only really 6 years at this point, and that is massive. And of course, 2020 to 2020 to 2022, you see that heading into a Republican expected red wave election, you're going to see a shift in voter registration. But this is a magnitude that is not, or has not been really seen for a very long time. And Gallup poll, there's now more plurality of Republicans over Democrats, not with independents included though in the country. But Democrats led by a margin of 892,000 votes. And here you go. As the gap shrinks, more Democrats are joining the Republican Party than the other way around. So when you look back at 2008, they did have, Barack Obama won Pennsylvania significantly. He campaigned on that industrial worker. He said that he would bring plants back, and people, a lot of people, he didn't in many aspects. And Trump campaigned on that, and whatever. I mean, in some sense, he was somewhat successful on it, although not completely, because there was still a lot of things that were shipped overseas. But he was able to increase that base among supporters. And that comes really from, I think, a fault of Obama in not being able to remain or not being able to deliver to the voters what he promised in that state. Democrats used to be, I think, and it's really been a massive shift over the last 10 years, a party of working class people, especially in these areas, these industrial workers, when you specify that, truckers, and it's kind of shifted to Republicans. And let's just read this. Since 2008, 536,000 Democrats have become Republicans, while 326,000, 27,000 Republicans have become Democrats. That's a net shift of over 200,000 in favor of Republicans, and that is very good. So I'm also just going to go over to this, tweet from this group called Interactive Polls. I think is a conservative polling organization or not, yeah, but it's, they're not going to, you can't lie about voter registration changes. So we'll just take a look at this here. Pennsylvania, voter registration advantage. In November of 2016, so this getting into more specific months, Democrats were up 916,000 voters. With regards to registration, fast forward to about a few days ago, Democrats are only up 571,000. So that's over 300,000 in total compared to November of 2016, when Trump was against Hillary Clinton. And a lot of that's come in part thanks to Donald Trump. They've reduced voter registration deficit by 350-ish thousand votes since the 2016 election. You're seeing this massive change in Pennsylvania. You're seeing this change not only in Pennsylvania, but a slightly smaller change in North Carolina, but it's going in favor of Republicans. You're seeing it actually in a few other of the Rust Belt states, especially, the Rust Belt states that are shifting, like Wisconsin, in favor of Democrats. It's definitely going very much in favor of Democrats in Georgia, slightly in Texas, Arizona, but Republicans gaining in a lot of these previously states that were considered lean Democrat or toss up in the matter of Florida. So this is something that Democrats really need to be worrying about. They need to invest a lot of money in these states and in recruiting their ground game. The Republicans have an incredible grassroots momentum in this state, in Florida, in North Carolina, in Wisconsin. Republicans have been able to get a significant amount of money going to these midterms, and they are investing in this ground game, this grassroots campaigning. They're going to gas stations and recruiting people. I know there's a guy in Florida he has he's Twitter, and he's basically going through Twitter, going to gas stations, recruiting people, saying, hey, look at your gas prices, register with the Republican Party. And that's a really good strategy. Republicans are having these good strategies that are increasing voter registration. You're going to see a shift in Florida in 2022. You may see a shift in Pennsylvania. It may be a little bit less than Florida, similar with North Carolina, but it is happening. Think momentum is building in favor of the Republicans, and I think that it is very important to talk about these shifts that are happening. But that's really all that I have for you guys today. Please let me know what you think of these shifts in the comments below. What you think Democrats should do, and what you think and how you think this will impact Republicans going into the midterms and less than 3 years from now, the 2024 general elections. Of course, we're going to be talking about it. It will really start to build up after the midterms, though. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel as we now get closer to 600 subscribers. Hopefully, I'll be able to make community posts soon. Like the video, and have a great day. See you all tomorrow.